Welcome back to Fast Market on the TD Ameritrade Network. I'm Tom White, joined by my co-host Kevin Hinks. Kevin, let's bring in our next guest, and that's going to be Harrison Sweeney. He's a research analyst at LikeFolio.com. Thanks for joining us, Harrison.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so we've got some great names that we've talked about this week. We've talked about Tesla. We got Chipotle today. This has been an outperformer in this space. Shares are up about 31%. So far this year, but it pulled back over $130 from those all-time highs that we saw last month. Harrison, it seems like Chipotle is doing everything right. What are you guys seeing as far as data goes on Chipotle and a lot of the innovations that they've created in this space?
Well, you're so right about them doing everything right and innovating. I mean, they, over this past year and a half now, have just really taken what was an existing area of strength, which is their digital ecosystem that they had established prior to the pandemic, used that to dominate during the pandemic with takeout and delivery. And now they're just doubling down on that approach with expanding their digital ecosystem, developing new innovations like their Chipotlane drive-thrus, and even as you can see here, playing around with their mobile rewards app, which already had a very significant user base. They've continued to drive engagement with, as you can see on the chart there, an early digital release, which was a highly anticipated new menu item, smoked brisket, where they were able to, or you were able to order it 2 days before the official release date, but only through the mobile rewards app. So that resulted in a level of digital order mentions that we hadn't seen since the height of the lockdowns last year. And they're doing all kinds of different things, adding new rewards that you can get, physical merchandise. I'm sure it's only a matter of time before they're giving away Chipotle NFTs to their most loyal customers. So that's really just been the key area of strength for them, is they're still growing their digital sales even year over year from the heights that we saw during the pandemic last year, which is truly impressive, considering that they're also seeing a nice return to in-store dining.
Harrison, this smoked brisket madness that is going on right now with Chipotle, and it's getting unbelievable reviews, like to a fevered pitch. Let's face it. So my question for you and for LikeFolio's data is this. What is the differentiator for Chipotle? Is it all of these things? Is it fast, healthy food, right? They're arguably one of the more healthy fast food chains. Is it their ability to do digital and bring in drive-thrus and be able to, become so digital? Or is it that customer loyalty programs that they do? What's the thing that differentiate and sends that red ball on your chart to the far right top corner? What is it that makes them different than McDonald's and Shake Shack and all these other names that you put on here?
I think it's a combination of two of the things that you said, which is the fact that they have this incredibly loyal fan base and the digital first approach, which has allowed them to create what the CEO refers to as a food-focused digital lifestyle brand. And that they're able to leverage that with the customer loyalty plus the ease of ordering, just makes it something that people are, and as you mentioned, the quality of the food, which is much higher than, for instance, McDonald's, makes it something that people are willing to engage with on a daily basis. And they're continuing to innovate their menu as well, like with the smoked brisket. So that's really the secret to their dominance, is that they're able to, excuse me, bring in new customers just based on the hype that they generate online. So that's been a huge success for them, the mobile app, their robust digital delivery system.
Yeah, and if you take a look at, some of these data points that you have, and, I was looking at the total mentions versus sentiment, that 30-day moving average that Kevin was talking also here. You've got the mentions count on ghost kitchens. This one right here just blows my mind, Harrison, when you look at that, where it's got the engagement and so far above quite some other big names in this space, McDonald's, Shake Shack. Is this something that you see based on new products launching, or is it more of they get you with the rewards program, they keep you locked in, and they innovate just a little bit with an area that, if you look at it, you can't really innovate that much with it, as it's basically tacos and burritos and bowls, right?
Yeah, and this chart you're seeing here that's a 30-day moving average, so that is a relatively short time period. So a lot of that immense strength you're seeing there is due to the popularity of the smoked brisket. So that we'll definitely see that particular view pull back here in the coming weeks and months. But the fact remains that they're just continuing to innovate on all aspects of their business. So the ghost kitchen chart that was briefly up there, they haven't necessarily fully embraced that concept yet, but that is indicative of their maximum efficiency approach that they have, where everything is about, and ghost kitchen, if you're not familiar with the term, is referencing a restaurant that is digital focused for the delivery and takeout orders only. So it's higher margins. The preparation time is prioritized, and it's all about that efficiency. And Chipotle has a prototype of one of these stores, but they haven't rolled any out yet. But when you look at like their drive-thrus, for instance, those are that you don't order at the window. You order ahead of time, and the drive-thru just serves as a drop-off location for the food that you've ordered online. So this is the sort of thing that they're embracing, these highly efficient, high margin sort of innovations that they're bringing. And it's been amazing for their earnings in particular, which were at a massive all-time high last quarter. And I'm sure they'll be continuing that trend when they report this week.
Tom, you just mentioned tacos, burritos, and bowls, identifying that as a limited menu. Dude, that's the tasty trifecta right there. Tacos, burritos, and bowls. What else do you need in the world? That is all major food groups covered in the tacos, burritos, and bowls. So, I mean, the question is, do they, in my eyes, in your eyes, guys, do they need more? Or just like a great steakhouse, do they just keep pounding out what they do well? I was sitting at a steakhouse last night and someone asked, why don't they change the menu ever? I'm like, why? When you have something that's working, just pound it until as it continues to work. And I think that's what Chipotle keeps doing. Except, of course, they just came out with brisket, Tom. Hello?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a change, and I agree with you, Kevin. It's almost like that Taco Bell model, right? They're doing like 4 things, and they turn it into 50 different things, and it seems to work for them. Yeah,
there's plenty of other meats out there, too.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what they had next.
Yeah, they've got a bunch of stuff in the pipeline also. Hey, Harrison, thanks so much for all the information on Chipotle ahead of its earnings report. Have a great day.
You guys too. Thanks.
That's Harrison Sweeney, a research analyst at LikeFolio.com.